complete nerd.
How long are you working for IBM?
Wow. I've been here 31 years. Same job. And I love it.
Is this your first time here in Latvia?
It is my first time. It's my first time in the Baltics, and I really love it. I was running around Riga late last night. It's just a beautiful place.
Went partying?
No, not partying. I was running.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I wanted to see it.
Please tell me, what's your exactly position in IBM? What do you do? And you can tell something more.
I'm an IBM fellow, which means I'm an old guy. I'm one of the most senior people, technical people in IBM. But my job, after 30 years of designing chips for IBM, I'm now in IBM's corporate technical strategy, and I'm very interested in what we call Smarter Planet. It's how you apply information technology to the real world, like making cities smarter. I work in intelligent transportation. How do you make traffic work better? It's actually really pretty cool.
Sounds really good.
Yeah, it is good because I mean, it's computers are no longer things that you kind of put in the back room. It actually is, computation is actually controlling things and how we generate power, how we make traffic better, how we manage water, and it really makes more of a difference in the world than it ever did before.
Can you explain me, please, why IBM is making such a thing here in Latvia?
Well, we're really proud of the technology we have. You know, we've got everything from device transistors up to business theorists, and it's kind of fun to get people together and sort of show them the whole thing. It's I think sometimes people forget that IBM has this range, so it's always fun to kind of have a party and let them see the cool stuff we do.
Do you know what are IBM plans for future, like in several years, like 2 or 5?
Oh, we've got so many things going on. As a matter of fact, the talk I gave this morning was on the future of technology. I think the biggest thing that's exciting is, as we've gotten more sophisticated in building computers, at the same time we're building more sophisticated software on top, and the combination allows us to do stuff with data that we never could before. And we're really on the threshold of actually making machines that, I want to be careful, that think. They don't really think, but computers that actually learn. Like last year we did this thing called Watson, which actually can understand complete, regular spoken English, and can interpret from that what the intent, not just what somebody said, but what they meant. And so it can be used to play, great, cool word games. But now it's actually, we've got it working in helping doctors, so that this learning technology can read all sorts of technical papers, and it can then make informed decisions. Like if a doctor can say, this patient is presenting, these symptoms and has this history, and it can tell her, hey, have you thought of this diagnosis? And it's actually, at this point, making diagnoses that is as good as or better than a human doctor. Now, I would never put a knife in this thing's hand, but to think that a computer can actually learn, you don't have to program it, it can actually learn and actually advise us in our own language. I mean, that's been science fiction for a long time. I think in the next 5 to 10 years, you're going to see that more and more science fact. That's very cool. Imagine that kind of intelligence embedded in all sorts of things. I mean, it's going to be pretty cool. It's going to be pretty freaky.
Technologies are getting smarter and smarter every year.
Yeah, but really smarter, not just like pretend smarter, not like just runs faster. But these are computers will become, you will no longer have to learn to talk to the computer. The computer will actually understand your intent, and it's going to really change the way that we interact with computers.
So my last question for you is, how do you see television technology in future? Like all in all, not just IBM, but all in all, your opinion about that.
Television? I got to tell you, I don't have a TV at home. I live in a small place. But I think, I think the interesting thing about television is that video technology is driving a lot of the communications bandwidth. We're going to be able to do, we already can customize what we watch, but we're going to be able to synthesize what we want to see. So, I think one thing that's going to be very interesting is we'll be able to have very immersive experiences, whether it's games or teleconferencing, where we're actually participating in a real-time rendered scene. It's going to transform a lot of things, from surgery to games to entertainment to communications. So I think the ability to fuse real-time rendered reality with real time is going to be pretty freaky. I don't know. It'll be cool to watch movies. Movies will be participatory things at some point. Wouldn't that be wild? Yeah, it would be cool. And think about the nice thing is there's an awful lot of computation to be done there, and I like that because we make big computers.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem. Have fun, you guys. Thank you for being here.